Let's turn over to Deuteronomy chapter 2. Before we get over there, I'm going to stop in 1 Corinthians chapter 10 just for a second to preface this. But typically when I teach, I minister topically. Like I'll take something like what the Lord has shown me about spirit, soul, and body, and I'll take that topic and I'll go to all kinds of scriptures and bring that. Or about grace, or about righteousness, or about faith, or about healing. And I teach topically, and that's the way that I've done the majority of the time. But what I want to do this week is a little different for me. But I've been studying in the book of Deuteronomy for about the last three weeks or so. And one verse in Deuteronomy chapter 2 just lit my fire. And I have been stuck on that verse for 2, maybe 3 weeks. And I thought, I'm just going to share with everybody else what God's been speaking to me. And so this will be a little bit different than the way that I usually minister. And here's this passage over in 1 Corinthians chapter 10. In verse 6, it's talking about the children of Israel and all of the things that happened to them. And in verse 6 it says, "Now these things were our examples, to the intent we should not lust after evil things as they also lusted, neither be idolaters as were some of them. As it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. Neither let us commit fornication as some of them committed and fell in one day 23,000. Neither let us tempt Christ as some of them also tempted and were destroyed of serpents. Neither murmur ye as some of them also murmured and were destroyed of the destroyer. Now all these things happened unto them for examples, and they are written for our admonition, upon whom the ends of the world are come." So here's two verses, verses 6 and 11, that says all of the things that were written in the Old Covenant, specifically about the children of Israel and how God dealt with them, were written for our examples so that through them we could learn not to lust, not to commit adultery, not to do all of these things. Basically, the Word of God is written so that we can learn at other people's expense instead of our own. And one reason so many people's lives are so screwed up and they have so many problems is because they don't take the Word of God and what happened to people in the Word and learn from that. They learn through their own hard knocks. And I tell you, learning by hard knocks, you can learn a few things if you live through it.